All right, guys, so we are going to go over a couple of word problem questions today, but we're going to basically start a review packet. So today's video, I'm going to focus on word problems, and then the next video on Wednesday will finish the rest of this, and then I will give you one assignment that will need to be completed by next Monday. And then that will finish out our Unit 6, Part 3 on inequalities. Okay, so we're going to use the same concept so I'm not going to take a whole week on writing inequalities for the sheer reason that we've really gone over this before when we did equations. The only difference is now we are adding we're adding inequalities. So like the inequality symbol. So I'll show you how similar it is. Okay, so Josh has a rewards card for a movie theater. He receives 15 points for becoming a member. So let's circle that. And then he earns 3.5 points for each visit to the movie theater. Okay. He needs at least 55 points to earn a free movie ticket. Okay, so what we're going to do what I look, they want us to make an equality for the minimum number of tickets. Okay, so we got to talk about a few things. So one thing I noticed is that normally we always write our variable on the left side. So what we're going to do is we're going to create our own variable or our own inequality, and then we're going to flip it so that we see which one, and I'll show you why it's very important that you do this. So first off, the word each means multiply, right? So I know that 3.15 needs to be multiplied by x. Okay, x is going to represent the tickets. Each ticket, x represents the visits, right? So 3.5 points each visit, so we're going to have to multiply that. That is going to be added to the 15 points that we automatically get, okay? So now we're trying to reach 55. So that's going to be on this side, okay? So basically, the word minimum, I know you guys are probably thinking, oh, that's going to be a less than sign. Well, the reason why it's not is this word right here, at least, that means that it can be 55, but it can also be more than, okay? So the word at least is greater than or equal to, same thing as minimum, greater than or equal to, okay? So there's going to be a greater than or equal to sign. Now, one thing that we talked about is that when you reverse or flip, so if we think about this, when we did equations, we said x equals 3 or 3 equals x, right? Nothing changes. Well, inequalities are not the same, right? So if I say that 3.5x plus 15 must be greater than or equal to 55, if I were to rewrite that, that would be the same as saying 55 is less than or equal to 3.5x plus 15. So let's look for that answer. That would be C. Okay, so again, multiple choice is really nice for these, but I want you guys to use what you know about writing equations in order to help you write inequalities. Okay, so let's try another one. Again, we're not going to do a bunch of these today. I'm trying to give you a nice, easy Monday or Tuesday if you're watching this on Tuesday. Okay, so Winston needs at least 80 signatures from students in his school before he can run for class president. He has 23 signatures already. He and 2 friends, that is actually important. So I'm going to circle this, and then I'm going to write a number 3, okay? He and 2 friends plan to get the remaining signatures during lunch. If each person gets the same number of signatures, which inequality can be used to determine, again, minimum? Okay, so let's look at what we have. So we need 80. So I'm going to put that on the right side. Okay. 23 signatures we already have, and then him and 2 friends are. So I want you to also box each. So each person is going to get the same. So we have 3 people times however many signatures they need. Okay. So remember, we can always say what we are talking about. So X equals signatures. Okay. So each person gets 3 signatures, and that is added to the 23 we already have. Minimum means we can get 80, but more would be better. So greater than or equal to. These are all already written this way, so now we just have to match our answer. So the solution, again, is C. Okay. So again, remember this is a video, so if I toss too fast or whatever, you can rewind it and watch it again. Make sure you understand. Let's change our color. Purple here. Okay, Addison wants to ride her bike more than 80 miles a week. So we do more than 80. Okay, so 80 is going to be on this side. She already has ridden her bike 18 miles. Okay, which inequality can, did I miss something? Oh, okay. Which inequality can be used to determine the mean number of miles? So M equals miles. She would need to ride each day for 6 more days, okay, to achieve her goal. So the first thing I notice is, so she wants to ride her bike for 6 more days, and each day she's going to go about the same. So we're going to say 6 times M. She already has ridden her bike 18 miles. Goodness gracious. So plus 18. And then she wants to ride more than. So it can't be 80. So it needs to be more than 80. So 6M plus 18 needs to be greater than 80. The answer is C. I swear I did not make this so that all the answers are C. These are just all the state test questions that I found. And they all happen to be just like that. Okay, Ben earns $9 per hour. Okay, we're going to leave that alone for a second. And $6 for each delivery he makes. He wants to earn more than $155 in an 8-hour week. Okay, this is a lot of numbers, so I'm not sure that we're going to need all of these. We want to know what is the least number of deliveries he must make. Okay, so the first thing, remember, least means greater than or equal to, right? Okay, at least. So I'm going to write some notes too. So at least is greater than or equal to. At most is less than or equal to. Okay, very important words that you need to know. Okay, so for this one, we are going to first, X is going to equal deliveries. Okay, so he makes $9 per hour. They are telling you that he is working 8 hours already. Okay, so we're going to do 9 times 8. Okay, so 9 times 8. And then plus $6 times X. Okay, so let me explain that. So $6 for each delivery. We don't know the delivery, and each means multiply. So this is going to be a 6x. Okay, if he makes $9 per hour and works 8 hours, that would be 9 times 8. Okay, I'm going to erase this just so it doesn't confuse you. So we need that to be greater than or equal to 155. So now this example, and I think maybe the next one, these examples we're actually going to solve. Okay, so this is going to equal $72 plus 6x. Okay, so all I did was I combined like terms. Okay, and now I would like to subtract 72. Okay. Five minus 72. So sorry, I did that twice because I did not think it was going to be a decimal answer, but that's okay. Okay, and then we're going to divide by 6. So x is going to be greater than or equal to 13.8. Now, if you notice, 13.8 is, and sorry, it's 13.83. Repeating, okay? Now, it's important to understand that he wants to know he wants to make $155. So if he only does 13 deliveries, he didn't quite make it, okay? So we have to round up. So 14 deliveries or more, right? But he needs to do at least 14 deliveries in order to make his goal of 155. Okay, so one more for today. All right, Craig went bowling with $25 to spend. That's all he's got. He rented shoes for $5.25, and then he paid $4 for each game. Okay, again, each has been in every single one of our things. This is a huge word that we need to always notice. It means multiply, okay? And it's telling you what we're multiplying by for each game. So it's $4 for each game. So we're going to be multiplying 4 times the number of games. What is the greatest number of games? Okay, so x is going to equal games. Okay, so it costs $4 for each game. I'm going to add that to the cost of shoes. Well, maybe get your own shoes. Those are expensive. And then I only have $25, right? So now you might be thinking, well, I don't understand what inequality to use because it doesn't say anything, right? I know it says greatest number, but we can't spend more money than we have, right? So we either have to spend less than $25 or equal to. Okay, and again, all money problems are always going to be like that. So if we compare this, sorry to go back and forth, but if we compare this to the last question, this is so he has a goal. Ben has a goal. He wants to make $155 at least, right? You always, if you have a goal for money, if you make more money, that's okay. But if you make less money, that's not good, right? So we have a goal. So we either need to reach it or exceed it, which means go over it, right? So greater than or equal to, that is going to be when I'm trying to like raise money. When I'm spending money, I can't spend more than I have, right? So that's always going to be a less than or equal to. So now, again, remember what we did for our two-step equations. Our first thing is going to be subtract $5.25. So we get 4x is less than or equal to 1975. So I'm using my tablet today, but it's not as easy as the one we use at school, so I'm very sorry. Bear with me. Okay, I'm going to divide by 4. So x is less than or equal to 4.9. Now, let's think about this. So it can't be C or D, right? We know that. Also, guys, after this, I'm gonna show you another thing you guys can do for questions like this. So one thing that we need to remember, the number 4.9 obviously rounds to 5, but my solution, and read it to yourself, x must be less than or equal to 4.9. So Craig has money enough to buy four games and then 0.9 of a game, right? 9/10 of a game. Well, they don't do that. They don't let you bowl 9 frames and then leave the 10th frame out, right? So he only has enough money for 4 games, or less, of course, but the most games he can play will be A. Okay, the most games we would be able to play would be A. So, and again, this is a video, guys, so I'm gonna erase this real quick, but remember, just press pause and then you'll get it back. Okay, so another thing I want to show you guys is, you guys, and I tell you this time and time again at school, you guys are all awesome problem solvers. So especially for a multiple choice question, if you guys can't remember how to write and solve an inequality, like I know we normally were prepping for the state test, but for the future, this will be good for problem solving. So the first thing that most of you guys would do is you would do $25 minus $5.25, right? So you have $19.75 to spend on games. Okay, so you could divide by 4, but that's literally what we did. So if you wanted, what you could do, so I can't go over $19.75. So what you could do is you could do 4 times 4. We know that equals 16. I have enough money for that, right? So that checks. So I'm going to keep going, right? So 4, and again, the 4 is coming from $4 per game. So do I have enough money left over to buy 5 games? That equals 20. That's bigger than what I have. So this would have to be my answer. Okay, so you can also problem solve doing it that way. Totally the same. Okay. So I'm just going to scroll through. So that's all for today. What we're going to go through in my next video is we're going to review solving inequalities. I'm going to show you number 8, but I'm not going to test you on that. That's just like getting you ready for more. And then we'll end off with this one, which is basically what we did today. These 2, sorry, where we write and solve the inequalities. Okay, so this would normally be our review for a test. So I'm just going to give you a short assessment at the end of this week. So make sure that you watch this, take notes, and I did put a copy of this on Google Classroom as well that you can use. Thanks, guys.